Hello there, my name is Mark Allender. Welcome to the Centon Design channel. This is the second video in a series I'm doing called Need More Time for Design. In this series I'm going to be covering different software and gadgets and techniques for basically helping you do all the admin tasks, all like the dishwashing, sort of duties you have to do as an independent graphic designer, as a freelancer. And basically doing all that work or helping you do it more effectively so that you can free up more time for yourself to do what you enjoy doing, which is design. In my last video I covered AI agents. It wasn't terribly successful. The results were kind of a mixed bag, and it was a little dicey, a little too early to kind of jump on board with AI agents at this point from what I could tell. That's sort of the state of AI in our industry anyway, so approach it with caution. And it's a little pricey at this point too. But if you would like to see that in more depth, please go back and watch that video in this series. For this video I'm going to be testing out a piece of hardware that is sort of tried and true. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it before. It is called a, let's see if I can get this focus there. It's called a Stream Deck from Elgato. It is basically a little buddy that sits on your desk with your computer there, and it has various buttons on it that you can push, and those buttons trigger like an action, like a, sort of like a shortcut, like a hotkey on your computer. But it's very specified, and you can do different things with it, and you can customize it to do certain actions that you want. The Stream Deck's pretty nice. Each one of these buttons is a little LCD screen, so you can customize what kind of buttons are on there, what each one says. And just a little guy. It's very nicely made and connects to your computer via USB 2. It's a very nice device. I'm sure some of you, or most of you, are familiar with it. This is kind of my first time messing around with it to kind of figure out how to help my workflow. So let's take a look. So I didn't mention it earlier, but the Stream Deck is $50, which seems a little pricey for such a small piece of equipment, but there's no subscription or anything like that. You just download the software from their website and you're good to go. So it's not a bad investment on face value there. And also you get a lot out of it. As you can see, the 6 buttons are here, but you can create different profiles over here, as you can see, for different scenarios, different workspaces, stuff like that. So I have a Chrome, Photoshop, After Effects, and this is a general profile here. So you can get multiple uses out of those 6 buttons. You're not static by any means, and you're not like beholden to like which 6 hotkeys am I going to use. You know, you can change it up and customize it however you want. And each profile has multiple pages. So I have 2 on my main profile right now, but you can have up to 10, which is pretty nice. So incredible amount of functionality here. So you can get at least 50 different buttons out of each profile, which is a lot. Over here to the right, you'll see the actions tabs. So these are all the actions you can use to assign to these different buttons. So there's the basic ones here that came with it. Multi-action, get that in a second. Navigation, this is just to navigate through your buttons and pages on the actual deck itself. Of course, there's sound controls, different Stream Deck controls, system controls, so you can use this to open up a folder, open up a program, or anything like that. You can emulate hotkeys on here, which is very handy, especially for like Photoshop and stuff like that. And you can also open up websites, which is very, very handy. They also have some pre-built ones on their marketplace, which you can access through this button right up here. So if you don't want to build this stuff out yourself and you don't mind paying out $5-10, you can go on their marketplace and just download pre-built out profiles that you can load onto your Stream Deck. So if you don't want to build out a bunch of hotkeys and stuff for Photoshop or any Adobe program like that, you can pay for it and download it that way, which is pretty neat, and they look pretty nice. But they also have ones for free, which are the ones I downloaded. So I got one for Discord, OBS, of course, YouTube, different things like that. different actions and functions you can add to it, which is a lot. I won't go into all this because it's not really relevant. But it's nice to know that there's so much functionality you can get out of just such a small device. So one of the things that drew me the most to the Stream Deck was when I realized it had this multi-action function. And basically what this does is you can nest multiple actions inside one button. So you push the button and then it fires these multiple actions. So with the press of one button, you can do a wide range of things at once, which that sounds very handy, especially because my problem is just getting started at work can be a big challenge, and there's so much to do. And any way I can take out something like one more step to get going and get working will save me a lot of time. So one of the things is I need to find a job. I'm on a job hunt right now because I'm just out of school. So I want to be able to get up in the morning, get my coffee, sit down at my desk, and just start my job search. So I created this start the day multi-action. So I come in, I sit down, I push this button, and it opens up all the websites, it opens up all the files, everything I need to start my job search for the day. Just because I want to do that first thing, I want to get it out of the way. And having this has really made it a lot easier, taken just a little bit of the tedium out of doing this, and has really made a big difference in my workflow personally. So yeah, let's see. Let me show you what it does. So you click on it, you'll see here it has 17 actions. You'll see here the first action is open a website email. The second one is a delay, or action delay. And you want to make sure that delay is in there because otherwise it will just fire through all the actions at once. And if you're trying to open up multiple websites, your browser might crash. If you're trying to open up multiple programs, the programs might crash. Or worst case scenario, your computer crashes because you just launch all these things you want it to do at once and it just bogs it down. So you want to make sure there's a good delay between each one. Here I have a second, which is a lot, but you can probably, depending on what you're doing, you can probably whittle that down to like half a second. But if you're using it to open like a large program like Photoshop or something, you'll probably want to crank that up to like 5, maybe even 10 seconds delay before you go on to the next action. All right, so yeah, that's kind of how I have it set up. Let's see what it does when I push the button. I'm going to go over here. You'll see my lovely YouTube page. I'm going to go and push the start day button and let's see if it works. Oh, and we're off. You can see that 1 second, it's just opening each page. So it opened up my email, opened up my job search tracker, my G Drive for my job search, and of course ChatGPT, along with various job sites that I'm using and templates for my resume and my cover letter. So very nice to sit down, one button, take a sip of my coffee, look up, all the stuff's open, ready to go, and I'm ready to start. Now if we come back to the Stream Deck, so another problem for me, sitting down, getting going. Okay, I sat down, I'm going, I'm doing my job search. But now to keep on track, if I go to the second page here on my Stream Deck, you'll see here I have these timers. And I have a 15, 30, 1 hour, and 2 hour timer, kind of depending how much time I have. And I also use this for other projects, obviously, when I'm working on stuff. And this kind of keeps me accountable, so I know when I sit down, I start the timer, I know I need to work on finding a job until I hear the alarm go off. And I like this timer because it doesn't show a countdown or anything. It's all in the back end, and it is working so you can't see it. So you're not constantly looking at it, because I would constantly look at it. So it goes off in the background, and then you don't know it's done until it starts beeping in your headphones or your speakers or whatever, which is very nice. Also on this page, I have my profiles, so if I need to switch profiles between something, I can have one for Chrome and all this stuff. And if Photoshop. These are just like hotkeys I programmed in here, basically, which is very nice. And yeah, so that's my start the day multi-action. I also have one for start work, which is sort of the same, but it also opens up Notion on my desktop and Slack and some file folders on my desktop as well. So it's very similar start day, so I won't go through that. And then I also made up one for starting Photoshop, Illustrator, and After Effects. So those are the same thing. They're just a lot shorter. I didn't want to have to open up everything. So this is like I already have started my day or started my work, and then this is so I can sort of customize and open up what I ever need to use that day as far as tools go. So this just opens up Photoshop and then opens up like another file folder that I use for Photoshop as well. So I won't waste your time with that either, but just to kind of show you how I have this laid out and how I'm using it. I'm still building on it, but yeah, it's been pretty handy so far, as you can imagine. Yeah, so I knew this little guy would be handy, but I didn't realize how handy or how much I would enjoy using it or how much it's been helping me. So I give this like an A+ thumbs up. Like, just being able to sit down, push that button, have everything open up for me pre-programmed. I don't have to reopen everything or like keep my browser open forever. You know, I can actually shut my computer down the other night and open it up, and I don't have to like go clicking around. I can just sit down, turn it on, hit the button, and it goes. And also with like Photoshop, stuff like that, like if you're like trying to flatten a bunch of files, like a bunch of layers, like in your Photoshop file, like you want to hit like Control Alt Shift E or something like that, and you're like, ah! Like this is hit that button and it flattens that file for you, and it's very helpful, and it's, you know, it's slowing the onset of carpal tunnel syndrome for me, so I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, $50 worth it, and you know, if you want to spend another $20 on top of that, you can download everything for free, or not for free, but you can download all the programs you want on it. So yeah, or you can set it up yourself. It's super easy. So yeah. Anyway, that concludes this video. Stay tuned for my next video. Not quite sure what I'm going to do yet, but I have some ideas, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, in the meantime, like, follow, subscribe, do whatever it is you do here. Come back, visit me, check out my other videos, check out my motion stuff. I have a whole bunch of stuff I've worked on here. Send me a message, let me know what you think, and I'll see you soon.